Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to alter a jar with some decoupage paste from Helmar and some tissue paper. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add the decoupage paste around the bottle, and then we're going to randomly add the tissue paper squares. We don't want them flat, we want to have some nice wrinkles in them. Decoupage paste on top will help adhere the tissue paper, and we're just going to continue around the entire jar. You see I left the tag on from its previous use. It's going to be covered, so it really doesn't make a difference. Again, I'm just going to add the tissue paper on, and those wrinkles are going to give it character, so don't worry about how it looks at this point in time. I find the lumpier the tissue paper is, the better, because we're going to add some different color paints and elements on top. We want some of the underlaying bumps and scrunching to really show through. The size of the tissue doesn't really matter, just don't make them too big. Once you've got all the tissue paper around the jar, just take another layer of the decoupage paste just to help seal. And again, lumps and bumps are good, so don't worry about the excess. Just make sure that paper is nicely adhered to the jar. You can see I'm putting a nice layer on top here just to make sure it's all sealed nicely in place. Alright, once you're done with that, put it aside to dry, or just zap it with a heat gun for a few minutes. Now that the bottle is dry, I'm going to start adding color. I'm using Earth Safe Finishes Iridescence by Ann Butler. I'm using aquamarine first, and then I'm going to add on ocean surf. So I'm just going to start by adding the color randomly. But as you can see, as it was drying, I added on some music paper. I just wanted a little extra texture in there. Alright, so now you can see how the tissue paper is accepting the color of the iridescence here. So I'm going to give it a really nice shiny look. So you want to make sure you cover the entire jar with the aquamarine, and then we're going to go into the ocean surf. Alright, so that's a pretty cool color. And I'm going to drag in some ocean surf. I'm going to kind of mix it together a little bit. Kind of go over the raised portions. This is just going to add a fun effect. And you see that the decoupage finish with that tissue paper has left a lot of the raised portions, which is what I was looking for. I'm just going to go in and add the blue, keep adding that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it dry a little bit before I start adding in the green. But it looks fabulous so far. Now I want to add some limelight iridescence. And again, I'm just going to lightly move it on. I don't want to cover the entire jar. I just want to add a little bit of color. The blue and the green together look amazing. And the shimmer and shine that you get from the iridescence just make this a fun project all around to do. Now again, the blue is not totally dry, and that's fine. This is just going to help bring it all together. You can still see some of those words. And there we go. And at this point, I'm really going to let it dry before I add on my next color. I want to kind of give it an aged appearance, but I need this to be very dry before I do that. Now that the green is dry, I'm going to add some onyx. And don't worry about how it looks. I'm going to put it on to get an aged appearance. And I'm going to use a baby wipe and wipe it off. And what you'll see is that the onyx hugs the crevices. That's the reason for putting the tissue paper on first, because now we're just going to give this a really old appearance. You see how it's just going to go inside those crevices. And we're just going to keep doing this until it's covered. And as you can see, you don't need very much, because all we're going to do is just take it right off. Look at that fabulous look we're getting on this. Now this we're going to leave till it's totally dry, because then we want to decorate it. Isn't that great? Just add some flowers, add some bling. I added some ribbon to the top and a key, and we're all done. Look at that shine. This is Steph Ackerman. Thanks so much for watching.